Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the window and door expert. Thank you for watching this video. Today I want to talk to you about a few things that maybe you should think about before you have a salesperson come out to your house to talk to you about new windows or doors for your home. So if you live in the Houston area, please come by. I'm standing in our beautiful showroom where we have over a dozen brands of windows and doors to choose from. If you don't live in this area but you're looking for a great window company, check this out, jeffslist.com. Okay, so here's the first thing that you should think about. Budget. Right? Because I mean, ultimately, what you want to know when a window person comes out to your house is what products do I need, what products are available, etc. But how much is it going to cost? That's really kind of what we all want to know, right? Like think about this. I see people all the time, if they're interested in buying a car, I do the same thing. You see a car, you look at it, go, oh, I like that car. You walk over there. If it's got a sticker in the window, you're kind of just trying to figure out right away, do I even want to keep looking at this car, or is this car way out of my price range, right? Because if it's out of your price range, you just want to keep moving on. So think about budget for just a minute. Here's the thing. Most people don't know how much windows are going to cost. And unfortunately, rather than thinking that they cost more than what they really cost, they typically end up thinking that they cost less than what they really cost. And the problem with that is that you could end up with some sticker shock. Now, what you do want is you want some reality. You want to know exactly what it costs to get a window. I get that. And that's why you have somebody come out to your house. That's why companies like ours offer a free estimate with no obligation, so you know exactly what it costs. But if you've been driving down a highway and you see a big billboard that says 10 windows for $3,900, or you see a sign that says windows for $289, that's going to make you think that windows are really cheap. And typically, if you're buying something that's going to be of a better quality and it's something that's going to last for 20 or 50 or more years in your house, you're probably going to need to expect to spend a little more money. Now, here's the thing. You don't know what windows cost, but I've made a couple of videos that might be helpful, and I'm going to put some links down here below to some videos I made about how you can save money on your windows, right? Because cost is important. You want to contain the cost, but also explaining to you what windows should cost so you make sure you're not getting burned, you're not getting ripped off. Be careful, be wary. If you have a person that you call, a company you call, and they say, we want to make sure that all decision makers are home before we send someone out, like they want to know that you're going to be there, your spouse is going to be there, or your partner or whomever, before they'll send somebody out. That right there is a sign of high prices and high pressure, and you don't want that, okay? You want a company that will work with you on your terms, and even better, if you're concerned about being held hostage in your own home while people are trying to sell you windows, maybe go to a showroom, do some exploratory looking first, get some ideas of budget before you even have them out to your house. Okay, the second thing I want to mention to you is now that you've considered budget, is materials. Because here's what happens a lot of times. I've learned this from talking to my clients, is they might have a window company come out, and that window company only sells one particular type of window. And that's not good. You want to have some options. It's important when you make a decision this big, this permanent, because you can't pull the windows out in a week if you don't like them. You're going to have to keep them for a very long time, that you understand what materials are out there. So I want to go over them really quickly. Materials for a window are really composed of two things. One is the frame material, and the other is the glass, of course, right? So let's talk about frame material. This is vinyl. Vinyl is probably one of the most common products out there. Now you'll have some companies that'll come to your house and they will knock vinyl and they will try to beat up vinyl and they'll tell you you don't want vinyl. They'll spend 2 hours telling you you don't want vinyl. One of the reasons is they don't sell vinyl. But there is some truth to that because you do have different levels of quality when it comes to vinyl. You can get really cheap builder grade vinyl, which is not going to last very long, or you can get really ultra premium high quality vinyl, similar to this one here. This one, if you notice, also happens to have on the inside of it, it has a reinforcement made out of a composite material, which keeps this really nice and strong, and it keeps the frame looking good and straight. And that's important when you're talking about vinyl because you do want a high quality, thick wall vinyl that has some reinforcement in it. So vinyl is one option. Aluminum is another option. Look at this product. This is aluminum here, and you can see this is really strong, heavy gauge, really thick aluminum. And something like this is very durable. In fact, this comes from the product that's right here in the store behind me. This is a 16-foot door, okay? This is designed to withstand hurricanes. So aluminum can also be a good option. And by the way, I've got videos. We'll put a link down here. I have videos for each of these different materials. Here's fiberglass. This is a fiberglass product. This you can see all the different colors, but you can see here's a cutaway of the fiberglass. It looks a lot like vinyl from looking at it, but fiberglass is somewhere between 4 to 10 times stronger, depending on the thickness, than a typical vinyl window. So fiberglass is also a very good option. Now, in the same category as fiberglass, you could even use the word composite materials. There are some products out there like Fibrex that's made by Anderson. That's a composite material. Don't be confused. It is not the same as fiberglass. In fact, very important for you to watch. I've got a link. I'm going to put it right here and down in the description about the difference between Fibrex and real fiberglass. Andersen makes Fibrex, and Pella makes fiberglass. And there is a difference, and I think it's really worth you watching on that. And then, of course, you have wood windows, right? This is an actual wood window. Then you have wood with aluminum. This particular product you see has aluminum on the outside to protect the wood from the elements. And then on the inside it has wood, so you can have the beauty of wood. Maybe you wanted to stain it, maybe you want to paint it, different options like that. So that's your options on materials. And then, of course, on glass, right? One of the things you for sure want, you see how thick this is? This is a double pane piece of glass. You want double pane glass. You want it to be energy efficient, and you want to make sure it's double strength glass where it actually is going to last a long time. And even some options you might consider are like doing offset glass, which helps reduce the sound. Maybe you could even do laminated glass, which helps with security and with storms and with break-ins, impact rated, those sort of things. So that's some stuff to consider there with glass. So what have we covered? We've covered budget, right? Don't guess what it should cost. Get an actual real firm number and not an inflated number. Get real numbers. Number two, consider what type of material you want. This is all should be done before someone comes out to your house. You want to have some questions already in mind to ask these different questions. And then number three is consider design. Design, yes, design. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Follow me over here. So here's the thing. People sometimes they forget. If you're replacing your windows, you don't have to go back with the exact same look or the exact same operation style as you have today. For example, across the back of a house, let's say you have 5 windows across the back of your house looking out to the pool or something beautiful. Do those windows open? If they open, well, let me ask you then, in Houston especially, when was the last time you opened those windows? Or possibly, do you have a different window you could open? Maybe you don't want to open those windows anymore. So consider maybe switching a window that operates today to being a window that doesn't operate, so you get more glass. And by the way, in many cases, a non-operable window can actually cost less than an operable window. So consider what type of window you put in there, but also consider how it's going to look. And that's what I want to show you. Check this out. So this is kind of a traditional look, right? Where you have the dividers here, and you can see how those are kind of like just pretty simplistic. There's no divider, no grid on the bottom, but you have grids on the top. Here's one that's a little bit busier, right? Now you have a horizontal bar here where that one didn't. Here's one that's very traditional. If you notice that, it's got all the little squares on it, and that's kind of cool too. But you might also consider just going with clean, clear glass where you just don't have any dividers. Well, this is the time to do it. This is the time to consult that. So you say, Jeff, well, how am I going to know what to do? Well, you really need help. I don't mean that you need help, but I mean like we all need help in some areas, and this is an area you could probably get some help with. Houston Window Experts, all of our staff, we've seen the most beautiful homes all across the city of Houston, right? We have a lot of ideas, suggestions, because we work a lot with interior designers. We've worked with a lot of great architects. We work with very savvy homeowners. We can bring some of our experience and knowledge from previous projects we've done to help you decide on what might work for you. So working with a pro is a really good way to do it. Now, if you don't have a pro to work with, or even if you do have a pro to work with, one of the great ideas I like to recommend is go to Houzz, HOUZZ.com. and start looking at beautiful houses. Start looking at houses that maybe look like your house and see what different grid options they're doing. Because maybe you still want to do the grids, but maybe you don't want to be as busy as this window is here. Maybe you don't want that many grids. Maybe you want fewer grids instead of no grids. But grids, color options, operation options, maybe taking out 3 small windows to make it one great big window. You know, we do that kind of work where we actually put in a header, maybe take out windows to put in a door. Design, design, design. If you're going to spend the money to replace the windows on your house, you want quality glass, you want quality material for the frame, but consider maybe changing how it looks. It's a good time to upgrade, to get a facelift on the house, to improve the curb appeal, and those are the things that a good window company, somebody who really knows what to do, can help you put some ideas together. Ultimately, in the end, what we love about working with our homeowners is they tell us this was the most delightful home improvement experience they've ever had. It was not just changing the windows, it was improving their home, it was improving the quality of their life. They sleep better, it's quieter, the house is cleaner, they feel safer, they're paying less for their light bill, their gas bill. These are important things to consider even way before you have someone come out to your house. Now listen, I have down below, and I'll put a link right here too, I have 10 questions you should ask a window salesperson, okay? I really think you should check those out. Make sure that you've asked those questions when they come out to your house. It's going to be really helpful. Okay, don't forget, if you're in Houston, I'd love to meet you. Please come into the showroom. If you don't live in Houston, check out jeffslist.com. Maybe I know a great window company near you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again real soon.